Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment. This time for my review of what I consider to be my favorite movie of 2019. I know may not be everybody's favorite, but it certainly is mine. I thought this was a very ingenious idea, and I just thought that it was well acted and everything. But before we go into it, let's go to reveal. Knives Out. Knives Out, to my opinion, was the most original, most unique, and most satisfying experience I had at the movie theaters in 2019. What is it about this movie? Well, I can tell you what it's not made for, because I kind of put it all down to this. If you are a redneck or a cowboy, you're not going to like this movie. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did that. But, anyone and everybody that has a problem with this movie is a redneck. Sometimes I feel like you almost have to be a Victorian to appreciate a movie like this. Which, of course, happily I am. But, what I like about this movie is the performances are good in this movie, and it's like a guilty pleasure. You have so many A-class actors in one movie, and it's not an action movie. It's not a sci-fi movie. It's not a grunge house movie. It's not a Tarantino movie. It's simply just a fun little movie made on a budget that has a very cool, intriguing story and everything like that. And, well, of course, we'll do quick and easy. I mean, not as clever as yesterday's review, but quick and easy. The movie's plot is a very basic one. A mysterious detective is hired from an anonymous client to investigate this apparent suicide of the patriarch of a family, which is the elderly man who is the father and grandfather to characters in the movie. And he discovers a web of deceit and deception when it's very, very apparent that it was not a suicide at all. But instead, somebody attempted to do foul play, and it didn't work. And the patriarch himself found a way to make his death meanable to help the people that are not corrupted within the family, and then to make a better future for those that he leaves behind. For he actually did commit suicide. The detective, I always forget his freaking name. It's not that I forget his name. It's just weird name. Beno Blanc or some weird name like that. That the detective that actually plays that detective is Daniel Craig, who we all know is James Bond. And he does a brilliant job. So brilliant, I might add, that he was nominated for Best Actor in a Movie Motion Picture and Film at the Golden Globes of 2019 for the role that he plays in this movie. And it won, of course. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, of course, won. But the fact they got nominated is pretty fucking impressive. Sorry about that little profanity there, but you can at least say it one time and still be suitable for PG-13, because obviously this film is PG-13, so I'm going to have to label it as such. But which means that children can watch this, so no comments can be read by me. If you can't like the video, you cannot comment on it. So that's the unfortunate byproduct of YouTube these days. But that's pretty much the plot. Now, what's interesting about the movie is that the second lead actor in the film, which is Anna de Armas, actually plays one of the lead Bond women in the upcoming James Bond movie, No Time to Die. Now, what's very funny about this is you have Daniel Craig, who plays James Bond in the movie No Time to Die, and you have Anna de Armas, who plays a CIA operative that teams up with James Bond in No Time to Die, which comes out in November. Now, unfortunately, it was supposed to come out last night, but the COVID-19 virus stopped that from happening, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, just a great movie. Now, quality-wise, the video for this movie was actually recorded in 24K. It was not a 4K movie at all during this filming process. But it might as well have been, because it looks that good. It looks literally like a 4K scan. It looks like a freaking 4K scan. It has very vibrant colors, very good cinematography, very good color temperatures, balances. It's a brilliant looking movie. I mean, there's no other way to put it out. This is a brilliant looking movie, video wise. Audio wise, this is where it gets a little bit funny. I don't know why they decided to do this, but when they filmed this movie and released it in theaters, it was released in Dolby Digital 5.1 audio. So, this Blu-ray has a Dolby Atmos track. But the problem is, there's not really anything to benefit from it, because it still sounds like a Dolby Digital track. There's not really any overhead effects of any kind present at any time in this movie. But it's still a very good theatrical experience. On a little note that I'll put out there, I just want to point out that people may or may not have been aware of this. I hope now you take this to heart. It costs the same amount of money to buy a really good, decent projector and projector screen as it does to buy a big screen television. So, now that we don't not have movie theaters anymore, temporarily, I hope you guys now know what I'm talking about now when I say you should get a projector and a projector screen. The reason why is so you can look at what I'm looking at right now, an actual theatrical theater in your house. That way, when stuff like this happens, you can still watch a movie theatrically. Well, that's pretty much all there is for Knives Out. Knives Out was presented in 1.85.1 widescreen, which I was very happy to see that. And obviously it contained a Dolby Atmos track. This has been held by real critics, I like critics, just not Westerner people don't like this movie. So people that are really into action movies don't like this movie. Honestly, I loved this movie, and a lot of critics did. So I hope you get a chance to see it. This is definitely a good watch. Keep in mind, it was not an action movie. Well, that's all for this round of reviews for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for another review. Be safe. And stay healthy. Until next time.